brothers and sisters, generals, family, those who've been riding along with me and Lord Lamont. So welcome to another EBX and Lord Lamont show, thus EBX discussion. And also welcome to another comedy heavy hitters. And this is part 4. And my son and I, Lord Lamont Salute, who is doing well. I just texted him a little while ago. It's supposed to be a lot of snow. It's gonna get pretty cold, this here weekend. And I just didn't want him because he travels, and I don't. He comes from another, other side of town, and I didn't want him to have to be all in that cold and stuff. But he'll be back with me, and as I say, we still connect with each other even when we're not on social media, So salute to the family, and I honor thy ancestors. Even the humorous ones, brother or sister, that were funny, because we're going to get into that and not let ourselves become too deep, but of course, staying aware of what's going on in this world. So again, salute, current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, I salute you and thank you, and stay with it. And don't forget to laugh, because as I have come to the conclusion of divine gives us humor, brothers and sisters, and laughter heals. It really does. And all of us, many of us have had moments where laughter helped. Humor can ease the mind and soothe the soul, And even if we're a comedian or not, just cracking a joke every now and then breaks the ice in some situations. And again, it soothes ourselves and eases situation. Just depends on what situation you're in, if it's laughable or not. Some things aren't to be laughed at, but we're not going to go too deep today. We're going to, pinpoint humor and laughter and how laughter heals. It really does. And that humorous side of us, of course, it come, it's in our DNA, our parents and our grandparents and stuff like that. But my theory is it comes from that great divine and mama nature, because things can even be funny in nature. Humor had to come from somewhere. And that's what I'm getting to, because it seems like now, don't get me wrong, I love reachers and teachers and getting that knowledge, and warriors out here that's standing up against justice and the great things of life. That's going to do what it do anyway. As we see, we're in the age of knowledge. So all the things that used to happen, people are aware now. So slowly but surely, that great mama nature and great divine is slowly but surely getting things back into position. A divine position, that is, of not rules but principles. That's what we got to get to. Things we're supposed to do, not have to be told, But that's another podcast. But we're gonna get to that humor, because again, in my theory, great divine has humor. It had to come from somewhere. And like I said, sometimes in these videos or in real life, nature can be funny, because I've seen many funny things in nature, like the squirrel story I gave. It was wasn't like humorous, make you gut laugh, but it was kind of a funny moment, like coming in the house or something. I've tripped up the steps. I'm like, what the heck was that? And just started laughing, Great divine gets bored too, If there is a great higher power out there that, quotation marks, but it comes from deep within, as we all say. I'm just speaking in theory, There's a force out there that also has a humor, And as I said on the job, I crack jokes with, door dashers and stuff like that. They come running in to get their order, and I tell them it'd be a 3-hour wait, and then the whole energy drop. And my son and I, we've discussed this, but it's good to have humor and crack jokes. And again, laughter does heal. And again, we back at another comedy heavy hitters, part 4. And divine gave us humor all day long. It had to come from somewhere, and a brother and sister that's real. Salute to all the the real emphasis on real comedians all over the world, brother or sister, and those that came from Def Comedy Jam, because that's what's on the banner here. And part 3 had Alex Thomas on the banner and or thumbnail, and it was kind of like this banner is here, showing the audience, because I just wanted to set the tone of the audience looking up at the comedian, because again, I'm not a comedian, but I have a respect for the art. So that's why I really appreciate real comedians who are authentic to the soul and speak their mind. And even though it's challenging, especially in this old devilish ass industry, but we're not going to speak on that. We're going to keep it humor like and speak on laughter. But that's Chris Tucker. If I didn't say that already, that's Chris Tucker on the banner there when he just got started, and he was a firecracker then. So again, salute to all the real emphasis on the real comedians that came out of Def Comedy Jam. And of course, I got a list of some brothers, and I got a list of some sisters. Not all of them came from Def Comedy Jam, no, some of them. And I'll have maybe some side notes of comedians that I like that that pop up in one spirit. One is Teddy Carpenter, who to me is an underrated comedian, and I spoke on him recently, who is very, very funny. And I reiterate, he can do impressions of Tyson, Martin Luther King. Let me see who else he can do. He can do many impressions. Jesse Jackson, and if you go back and look up Teddy Carpenter on Def Comedy Jam, I'm sure many people know who he is, and he definitely real. And he don't take no shit. He raw, real talk. Again, in my opinion, I think he's an underrated comedian. But salute, because he came from Def Comedy Jam, so I want to give him his just due, because he real talk. And all the comedians that came out of there that I can think of, but this is a tribute to all of them, like Mike Epps and so many others. I think even Cat Williams might have been on Def Comedy Jam, but don't quote me on that. But salute to Cat Williams, who we all know is real, and send shockwaves through the social media, as we all know. But again, salute. Just wanted to give Teddy Carpenter his just due, because I think he's very funny and real, because that's what this is about. And Divine gives us humor, and also raw humor, truth, because every now and then we gotta have that truth to wake our ass up sometimes, to jolt us, if that's a word. And I love comedians like that, male or female, brother or sister. And I'm gonna get into some comedians like that. And yep. So again, salute to all the comedians that ever came through Def Comedy Jam, and we know them all, big names to small names. So I'm not gonna go through the name, but this is just a tribute to all of them that came through there. And But I'm gonna get to this list, and I also got some summary breakdowns on how laughter heals. It really does, because I just want to, I always say I suggest, teach, and give advice. So just a little advice to my warriors out there and those who are standing on truth and on business. Don't forget to laugh, folks. Brother, sister, family. Don't forget to laugh. It's a wonderful thing. As I said, I got Uncle Terry. Man, goofy as all get out when he want to be. I always said, no matter how upset he make me, or if I be mad at him about something, he always make me laugh. So, and that's a part of me, because my uncle and I were pretty close, as well as other members in my family are funny too. So again, from that great divine through the DNA of our family, because I got a lot of comedians in my family. We all remember the old. Most of us that experienced this, everybody go to grandma's house on Thanksgiving and sitting around the table eating and cracking jokes. I always reiterate that. I always remember that. And my granddad was funny. My Uncle Charlie, funny. They used to sit around, crack jokes on each other. So I just remember those times. And, those who aren't with us, that we held dear. May they rest in peace and in power. Especially those, not all, of them. I'm just saying people who are funny. But anyone we held dear, of course. But yeah, that's because that's what we speaking on today: humor and being funny. We got content creators that's funny. Somebody be speaking, all of a sudden they'll say something and crack you up. And as we see Mike Epps all over the media making people laugh. He got Jim Jones laughing his butt off. Jim Jones can't even ask him questions in the interview because Mike Epps too busy making him laugh. He asked Mike Epps a question, and every other answer is something funny. And that's all you see Jim Jones doing is see, and I love that, because we all know Jim Jones have kind of been through some adversity and beefs, and him and Cameron. I'm not, because I don't get into the beefing and and all that, the trends and all that kind of stuff. But when you're on social media, of course, you're gonna come across things like that. So I did see a little bit of beefing between Cameron and Jim Jones. I don't know what that whole beefing thing about. But I will say it's nice to see both of those brothers laugh and not beefing, so, and that's what I'm getting at. And that's what I'm saying. Humor can heal. It really can, so that's what we got to get back to. Humor can heal. And of course, my computer messing up here, That's the part of being human. Sometimes things mess up. So we can get back, gotta get the mojo. But yeah, again, salute, because I've seen videos or reels where did I say his name right? Cameron. Well, I've seen him laughing. Him and what's the other brother? They got the podcast together. God dang it. The dude that used to rap with P. Diddy. I can't remember his name. But the brother that got the podcast with Cameron. What is Mace? Yeah, Mace. Yep, Mace and Cameron, they got the podcast together. And I don't know what's going on with this thing. Yep, Cameron and Mace got the podcast together. And again, like I said, it's good to see them laugh. Excuse me for the pause. This thing computer acting weird. So we got to get back in here. Okay. Okay, let me see. All right, brothers and sisters, sorry about that. Computer was acting crazy, you know, it does that. But again, I love seeing Jim Jones laughing, and like my son and I were speaking on, Micah Epps is going around making everybody laugh, real talk. So just don't forget to laugh. My point being, you know, forgive me for the pause, I was messing with the computer. But yeah, we're going to get into it. Comedy Heavy Hitters, Part 4. And I want to get into this list. Of course, I got some hip-hop stimulation in the break. Y'all know I always have some a hip-hop break. And again, salute to those in my family that was funny. And my son, Lord Lamont, he can be funny, you know. So let's get to this list. I got brothers and sisters. And another salute to all the real emphasis on real comedians that came out of Def Comedy Jam. But let's go. You know, Divine gave us humor, brothers and sisters, and laughter can heal. Let's get into this list. Brothers and sisters. Okay, first one on the list is Black Ron. Man, the Malcolm X of comedy. And when you hear this brother, you'll see why they call him that. And I spoke on him before. And I spoke on him before, but I want to bring it up again. Just a little breakdown. Okay, here we go. Black Ron, known as the Malcolm X of comedy. Black Ron, which appearances on Wild 'N Out, Quake's House, Salute to Earthquake. You know, I've spoken on him before. I like Earthquake, another real comedian. And let me see, Earthquake's House, WBLS, and Heart of the City by Kevin Hart. And I think Kevin Hart can be funny, you know. All right, is showing the world on his 38th birthday why he is special. This stand-up will be evidence of this, like the smoking gun. And this is a older post, and he got an Instagram website and Facebook and all that stuff. So salute to Black Ron, this man, and he deep. He dropped knowledge, and he funny, and I love his aggression. He's not afraid at all. There's no fear when you hear him speak, and I love comedians like that. So again, salute to Black Ron. And I just recently, he's a known comedian, but I just, you know, sometimes you just ain't heard about people, and that's the one good thing about social media. You come across things like that, real individuals, like wow. And you know, because I love comedy. I listen to comedy a lot. When I get home from work, a lot of times that's the first thing I do is click on some comedy. We gotta laugh. It heals. It really does. All right. So salute to Black Ron, the Malcolm X of comedy. Again, you listen to that brother, you'll see why they call him that. All right, my next favorite comedian who is a true brother in underground, LeVar Walker, and he reaches out. I've commented on some of his videos, and he does respond. So salute to LeVar Walker. I think he's funny, raw, not afraid. You know, he's a good brother of balance, and salute to him and his wife, because I think they've been married for a while. So salute to LeVar Walker. Pretty funny, makes good points on subjects and topics and stuff, and funny. You know, kind of got that southern accent. Yeah, real kind of laid back, but I can tell lately I've been hearing I don't know what's going on, but he didn't tap into that inner beast. You know, he been saying some real stuff here lately. So salute to LeVar Walker, man. Stay with it and keep people laughing. As I said, don't let ourselves become too deep, you know, because we can almost get lost in that too, in my opinion. All right. So again, salute to Black Ron, LeVar Walker. All right. Third on the list is Country Wayne. And I've heard of Country Wayne, but never really heard him. And I actually got a chance to listen to him it was on a talk show. He was funny, witty, man, funny as all get out. I was cracking up. He was one of them comedians. I kept rewinding it. I kept rewinding it and going back and listening to it. That's how funny. You ever hear somebody that's so funny you want to hear it over and over? So Country Wayne is one of them type of brothers. And a lot of us have like watched Country Wayne like grow from the ground up. You know, we watch him come into his success, real talk. And he funny, real talk. So salute to Country Wayne, real talk. And all the comedians that may be on YouTube and have those little reels and not really, you know, mainstream quotation marks, but are very funny. Because it's a lot of them are funny, male and female, you know. So, all right. So salute to Country Wayne, who is funny. And number 4 on the list, I put Kevin Hart because I did like, you know, I know it's a lot of, you know, Kevin Hart has had controversy and, you know, and I didn't put him on the list because he's a celebrity, because I'm not a celebrity worshiper. I try to look at the character, the person, their routines, and, you know, stuff like that. I try to. Well, not try, I do. You know, I got Brother Quake who taught me that, a teacher I listened to. We got to do away with that word try. No, we got to do. But anyway, I put him on the list, again, not because he's a celebrity, because I'm not a celebrity worshiper. You know, I love comedy, you know, so that's what I look at. I look at the art. Again, I'm not a comedian, but I appreciate the art, because that's what I look at it as, an art. And some side note comedians I like. Godfrey, I always mentioned Godfrey. I love Godfrey. He's another brother that's real and brings that truth. You know, T.I., I've mentioned T.I. I think T.I. can be funny. I've listened to a lot of his comedy, and I like how he studied it and he observed it before he came into it, which some people don't understand. He didn't just jump into comedy. He actually studied it and learned it. And if one does their research on T.I., the brother's intelligent. You know, he's read books. He read books for fun, you know, so. But that's just some side notes. And I've spoke on things like that before, you know, because he's an artist, rapper. I think it's unique when I'm talking about a rapper, when a rapper can convert to another skill or talent, because one doesn't want to rap forever or can't rap forever. You have to have other avenues and other things. There's nothing wrong with having multiple skills. It's beautiful to do that, you know, or to have that. That's coming from what? That divine. Wonderful. All right, but back to Kevin Hart. Now, again, I had him on the list not because he's a celebrity, because he's a comedian and I love comedy. And he said he gave a heartfelt message I heard him speak on about seeing through differences and beefs between comedians. And he did kind of touch on Mike Epps and Cat Williams, how, you know, that we as adults, we get older, you know, we learn to work out our differences and, you know, deal with challenges offline, you know, so they won't fester online, because once we record it, you know, can't take it back. And you can delete it, but a person can screenshot it, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So he was just speaking on maturity and not beefing and finding a solution. So that's what I got out of that, you know. So, but I hope he keeps that, and we need to hear things like that, you know. So, so salute to that for Kevin Hart, because that plays a part in comedy too, being real, being, you know, not just being pushed into fame and no substance or having worked for it, you know. So, but if he's saying that, he does have some awareness, you know. So I salute to things like that. And when brothers and sisters is being positive and real, I always shed light on things like that, as well as Mike Epps and Cat Williams, because Mike Epps been dropping jewels here lately, and I love his stories, scary and funny. You know, we all heard the in the trunk story, you know, and we all heard how he got out of that. He made the individuals laugh, and they let him out the trunk. Now, come on. He knew the weapon of his laughter, and that's what I'm talking about. And like it says on the banner, laughter heals. Because they was playing a certain song, Mike Epps, because he's so witty and funny as he is, even in a moment of danger in his life, he was still funny, you know? And that's not easy to do, you know? So, and he tapped on and we all heard the story where he was in the trunk and somebody was playing a song that he liked. Remember, he was getting kidnapped. He was in the trunk, remember? And he tapped on the seat, and the individual said, "What?" And he said, "Play that song again," and they all started laughing. See what I'm saying? And that's a form of distraction too, because the individual that was kidnapping Mike Epps, he distracted them from them own selves and made them think, like, man, why are we doing it? You know what I'm saying? And they ended up, he actually saved his own life through laughter. So that's what I'm talking about. So salute to that, and many other brothers and sisters who have hilarious stories in their life, you know, because I know there's many out there as well as us, those of us in the common world, so to speak, you know, content creators. We all got funny moments in our life that remind us that divine gave us humor for a reason. Real talk. So, because laughter is a part of balance. Also, I just don't want us to forget that, because I have to remind myself not to get too deep. We gotta laugh to balance ourselves, so we don't become, because I know a lot of us are aware. We got some generals out here. Real talk. But sometimes being deep in the ways and sways of this world, and sometimes we'll let ourselves become too deep and rigid without knowing it. And I don't want us to do that. So, because I have to catch myself. So that's why myself and Lord Lamont, we always bring it back around to comedy. And I will be doing another comedy segment with him, because I do love doing shows with him. It's just sometimes I do them by myself when I'm feeling inspired. So I feel like speaking on those brothers I just named. Black Ron, salute. LeVar Walker, salute. Country Wayne, salute. Kevin Hart, salute. And keep a good heart. Stay out of the way of toxic things. Kevin Hart. That's all I can say. And stay as humble and whole and aware as he can. May those that close to the industry and in the industry, may they be protected, man. Real talk, because I know the industry is wild right now. Real talk. So again, salute to him and Cat Williams and Mike Epps. And may that great divine just protect them. We gotta call down protectness and awareness on our brothers and sisters that's just want to express their craft at the end of the day. With this damn industry, man, we know how it go, but I ain't gonna get too deep into that. And of course, let me see. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get to this hip hop break. But again, salute to those brothers I name. And the side note, brothers, anybody I name outside of the list, I just come up in my spirit. Salute to them too, because as I speak along in this podcast, other individuals might pop up in one spirit. But yep. And but I'm gonna get to this hip hop break for a little stimulation, and we're gonna come back with some more names and like comedy platforms I want to speak on, and brothers and sisters on those comedy platforms, whether a major or content creator, not just mainstream or celeb. I'm talking about just a real authentic comedian, male, female, brother or sister, because laughter truly does heal, and I've experienced this. Many of us have. So as I said on the last comedy heavy hitters, which was part 3, don't forget to laugh. Please, I'm begging you. Don't let ourselves become too stern and too deep. But, most of us, the fires we've blazed through, we'll never lose our focus. So we don't have to worry about losing our focus. Just don't forget to laugh, because it truly does heal. Divine gave us humor for a reason. All right, so let's get to this hip hop break. And I got some summary break, excuse me, for clearing my throat. And I got some summary. You might hear some background noise outside, so forgive me for that. I got sort of a soundproof booth, but not soundproof enough. You might hear a little background, so forgive me for that. And I always set the tone. Remember I say the early part of our day, set the tone. So as I said, when I do these podcasts, when I'm speaking, I always have a huge screen in front of me with nature on it. It's one of those virtual videos. I don't know, it might be AI generated, it might be real, but it's just beautiful. And it just sets the tone. It's a good vibration. We have to keep ourselves in humorous atmospheres and beautiful atmospheres, because smiling heals too. Just smiling. And it's less wrinkles when we smile. Real talk. Because we already know what frowning and being mean and miserable can do. It tear down our physical and our immune system. And I'm going to get into that. Because some people, not all people now, because I did that one time. Some people just don't realize how important our immune system is and everything that ties into it. And laughter is one of them. Real talk. That's why I said it heals. And many of us know this and have experienced this, that laughter truly, truly does heal. All right. And I do got a clip from a comedian I spoke on before that I'm going to play, but I'm going to speak on it when I get back. All right. But I want to get into this hip hop break. And the first one is All This Love. And some of us got all this love, and it's hard to sift it out to different individuals, because as we know, we living in a different time and a complex world. But don't forget to laugh and keep that love, because love is love connects to laughter. Real talk. Because if you love your craft, you'll make people laugh effortlessly. If you just a humorous person and just glowing, man, you just make people laugh without even trying. when we're aware, really got that heightened awareness, that being witty is a beautiful thing to have. But, I'm talking about a funny witty. All right, be back after this. First song is All This Love. A lot of comedians do have a lot of love. If the real ones now, male, female, brother or sister, as well as family, So that's what this song is, just to kind of inspire. And this is how some of us feel sometimes. But let's go. Be back after this. All This Love. Let me see. Hold on. Wait a minute. Just a second. Sorry for the pause. All right. Here we go. Be back after this.
Yeah, my generals. Remember all the things that we have power through. Always keep love, and it comes from up above. And my family. All of this love comes from up above. Brothers and sisters, it comes from up above. All of this love, it comes from up above. Brothers and sisters, it comes from up above. All of this love, it comes from up above. Brothers and sisters, it comes from up above. And I gotta see and be a beast and stay free in this life. Gotta be me, and I'm here on this ground, making sure that I'm around with this positive sound. I never will I stop, keep on going, fuck the top, yeah. I don't care about no fame or be no star. Gotta keep real in my heart, yeah. That's how we see, staying free. Got my children and all of my family. I don't give a damn if we agree to disagree. Woo!
Yeah.
Comes from up above. All of this love, brothers and sisters. All of this love, it comes from up above. Brothers and sisters, all of this love. Woo! Yeah. I'm doing what I do and making sure I stay true. I want us to be happy and never have the blues. No. Yeah, me and you, the truth, never lose. Seeing clear, never be confused. No. All of this love, it comes from up above. Brothers and sisters, it comes from up above.
Yeah, let go. Yeah.
All of this love,
Let go, let go, let go.
it comes from up above.
Yeah.
Brothers and sisters,
Let go.
all of this love.
Real talk, brothers and sisters. All this love, These comedians out here, that's where it comes from, up above. That's why I say, Great Divine gave us this humor. Again, come through our parents, our grandparents, through our DNA, but through the graceful and funny power that Great Divine and Mama Nature. Because that's something we got to remember. That humor had to come from somewhere. Again, how many of us have had just funny moments to ourselves when no one else is around? I've had many, many moments like that, just laughing to myself. Or we can have a memory of something and we just start laughing. So, moments like that when no one's around, that's that Great Divine. Excuse me. Excuse me, forgive me. Throat a little dry. You get to talk and your throat get dry. All right, got my coffee here. Stimulate me. Forgive me. All right. The next song is all about the mental. Because that's what we laugh for too. As I say on the banner, laughter heals. Real talk. So be back after this, my generals, about the mental. About mental health. That's the name of this song. And I played this before, but it's a reminder because laughter ties in to our mental, Being witty is a beautiful thing. Back after this.
To my generals, salute. Gotta wanna help yourself. Hey, 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 hey. It's all about the mental health. Brothers and sisters, I gotta wanna help yourself. Hey, 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 hey. EBX, salute. I'm here to give insight and never go out this life without a fight. Don't give a damn, a man, what it look like. I keep on going, a must, I do right. So equipped the benefits of this life. I no longer a misfit, it feels nice. A good vibe on this song. One's calling the protection from the great divine song. Gotta wanna help yourself. Yeah. Brothers and sisters, it's all about the mental health. Hey, 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 gotta wanna help yourself. Yeah. Brothers and sisters, it's all about the mental health. Hey, 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 yeah. I'm on the right lane, I must remain. And those that's righteous, thinking God, we not insane. A royal in a heart, don't need no fame. No time to waste, especially our brains. Stop fighting one another, or nothing will change. Saving your life, that is one aim. A mind, body, soul, it ain't no fucking game. We got no time for kill, or no shame. Hey, ever, and never be no fucking lame. Sun gon' shine, not always gon' rain. I stay away from stress and always remain. I watch for the elephant, mistakes is irrelevant. We gotta stay smart in this life and intelligent. Yeah. Gotta wanna help yourself. Hey, 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 hey. It's all about the mental health. Yeah. Brothers and sisters, gotta wanna help yourself. Hey, 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 hey. It's all about the mental health. Yeah. Brothers and sisters, gotta wanna help yourself. Hey, 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 hey. Always do a self-awareness check on ourselves and keep tabs on our family. That's what it's all about, brothers and sisters. They're righteous, divine, mental health. Gotta wanna help yourself. Yeah. Brothers and sisters, salute.
Real talk. Gotta want to help yourself, Life is about choices, And thank that great divine that it put comedians in this world to make us laugh, Everything is by that great divine design. That's why I say I don't do coincidences anymore, Things happen for a divine reason. Something my mom say a lot. I've heard my mom say that on many occasions, and as my grandmother say, rest in peace and in power. We live long enough in this life, we'll see, and that's the key word, living, because we can be alive and still be DIE, real talk, and that's sad. So that's why we got to laugh sometimes and do things to remind us that we're human. Yep, so I want to get to this list, and before I get to this next list, because this going to be some sisters and a couple more brothers, but it's going to be some sisters I want to speak on. I want to give a side note. This is a rap artist, because y'all know I love hip-hop. Happy birthday to Trina. She turned 51, and she has the most beautiful smile in this photo. So, Trina, we all know who Trina is, great artist, and I didn't do any research. I just came across her picture, and her smile, again, beautiful. Colgate smile, So, again, happy B-Day to Trina, the artist, and I love her skin tone, beautiful brown skin. Y'all know brown skin, beautiful sister. That's my weakness. Not a weakness for real. I'm just kind of figure of speech, but yeah, 51 years old, and father time, mother time has been very good to her. So salute to her and many other sisters that that preserve themselves well into their graceful years. Salute. And rest in peace and in power. The Pimp C came across his photo, and let me see. Texas artist Pimp C passed away at the age of 33, 18 years ago today. Rest in peace and in power, Pimp C, who was real, and we all know he was one of them that spoke out against the industry, So, and I've seen clips of him when he was funny. So again, and he was one of them. We lost a good one. We really did. Rest in peace and in power, Pimp C. And I did a podcast on him. It's on my channel. I had his face on the banner and stuff. So I spoke on him. And, he's one of them brothers. His spirit's still among us. His name will come up. It always does. So, all right. Well, let's get into these sisters that I got on a list that I want to speak on. Also, something else I want to do. Let me see. Give me a second here, brothers and sisters. Let me see. Those who view, I thank you. Let me see. All right. Now I'm going to play a clip. It's called Sister Tell the Truth. And let me see. Turn the mojo down a little bit. Let me see. I'm gonna have to adjust my phone. And I'm just gonna play a small clip. It's gonna be two different versions. And here we go. It's Sister Tell the Truth. Here we go.
In media, I always like to separate the two, social media from the media. So what do you think about, things just swirling around us, personal lives, ourselves, and how the present look and and how the future may be? Well, I'm Sister Tell the Truth, by the way, and I'm breaking into on the scene, and I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be last. I'm the last part of the real sisterhood, real sister, real woman. You know what I mean? And these sisters, I ain't gonna say too much, but just you have to be like you say, brother EBX, gotta be in alignment with that great, great divine. I ain't trying to take your stuff. I'm just saying it like you say. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know what you mean, my sister. Sisters tell the truth is what the fuck I do. And you don't like when I cuss? Get your ass on. But you know what? Sisters tell the truth is gonna do what it do. Now, if we don't want certain things to come to us in the wrong fucking way, don't send it out in the wrong fucking way. Okay, it's that simple. Now, what I have learned from listening to you, Brother EBXCARES, we gotta keep it simple. And it's not just you. It's a lot of brothers and sisters out here that's speaking the truth. Like sisters tell the truth. You know what I mean? Salute, salute, salute. And but what does it take to get to that inner truth? EBX? I don't know. You tell me what it take. You gotta go to fuck within. And I don't mean to cuss, but cuss words is like a punctuation. But take the word curse out of there. It just put punctuation. Damn. Where you get all this? Damn, you intelligent. Yes. But it's not what we say or how we say. It's how we think before we.
Yep. All right. Oops, sorry about that. Whoops. You heard what she said. It's not what we say, it's how we think. It's what we think deep inside. I know where she was going with that. But that was a Sister Tell the Truth. And I got another segment from her. Hold on, give me a minute. I gotta adjust this phone. Yep. All right. God dang it. All right, hold on. Okay, that was the first one. Okay. All right. Now we're going to listen to the second segment of Sister Tell the Truth.
Information I found, whether I research on my own or I'll just give one's perspective of what many great teachers are out there doing right now. Brother and sister, salute. We got Sister Tell the Truth. And if you ride along with this channel, notice I didn't say follow. If you ride along with this channel, you know who Sister Tell the Truth is. Sister Soul Tell the Truth. And she back to speak on some things. And she gonna break down the beauty of melanin and how when we focus on that, we will see why we should act royal and manifest that royal spirit from melanin and melanation. Melanated brothers and sisters, we're gonna get into melanated, and I'm gonna welcome in Sister Tell the Truth. She been here before. She bring that fire. She might cuss a little bit, but as she said, take the curse out of there. A curse word is just an exclamation point. It's the root of the heart of the soul. So I'm gonna welcome in Sister Tell the Truth. How you feeling today, Sister Tell the Truth? Oh, you know what it is. I get it in, and I know you said my name, but I'm gonna say it again. Sister Tell the Truth, and Sister Soul Tell the Truth. That's what the fuck one do, and that's what we all should do. And how you doing, EBXCARES? I see you've been doing your thing, and on your podcast and in your videos, and I love when you say right where you are, because that's where melanin starts, right where we are, God dog it. You know what I mean? So, Sister Tell the Truth is what the fuck we gonna do today. So how you doing, EBXCARES? Oh, I'm good, Sister Tell the Truth. And we always learning, and
Not that I always say paranoia is a thing of the past. We self-aware. We sharp. We standing firm and ready for whatever. So what you got to tell us about? How you doing, by the way, before we get into this melanin? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. Like we said, like you just said, my brother, we maintaining, doing what melanated generals supposed to do in this here life. We be aware, god dang it. Sister, tell the truth is what the fuck we finna do. And we take that truth and I teach you, you teach me, and we all can make it through. You make it through. You know what I'm saying, EBXCARES?
Salute. So you gonna get into melanin and break it down?
You damn Skippy. And I ain't talking about no goddamn peanut butter. Remember, it's just I might curse a little bit, but take the curse word out. Exclamation point. Real from the fucking soul. Truth, sister soul, sister truth. Tell the truth is what the fuck one gonna do. So let's get into melanin. Melanin's like gold, for my sisters and bros. If you want to know how powerful, how deep the rabbit hole go, study melanin and see where it came from and why God gave black people melanin. Because it's more than just a word. It's the most powerful thing we've seen, sometimes heard. But when we know what it is, we will see how powerful we can be. And our brothers and sisters, and also our kids. It's nothing that we made happen, EBXCARES, you know what I'm saying? It's just happened. Because it's a divine thing. And sometimes a science thing. But we all have to do our own research. You know what I mean? And stop all the bullshit and the foolishness and the buffoonery. So we can see through the smoke screens, and see into and the melanin that we got that's so powerful. Like you say, EBXCARES, all this stuff, the digital, it's even a black woman that came up with the concept of that wasn't Instagram, excuse me, brother EBXCARES.
All right.
No, correction. The concept of Instagram actually was from a young brother. I can't remember his name, but it was a young brother. Came up with the concept of Instagram, but you have to do your research. Now, the concept of GPS was a black woman. Do your research. It came from a black woman. She's probably resting in peace now. Rest in peace and in power to my melanated inventors that started all this digital shit.
I had to stop her right there. She be getting it in. Like I said, sister, tell the truth. That's why her name is Sister Tell the Truth. And I thought she was kind of funny too, so yeah, she be getting it in and don't give a damn. And I love that rawness, a person that's aware, And so let's get into this list. I hope that wasn't too long. I just wanted to play a little bit of it. And but let's get back to this list. All right, number 8 on the list. I want to speak on Walter Lathan Comedy, and it's like a platform, and it has different comedians on there. And one sister I heard was Sister, they call her Miss TP90, but she go by Miss Pat, which is funny, hilarious. She raw. I love her spirit. She raw, man. And salute to her and her husband, because I do think she's married. So salute to that. And I like when she said she had to start doing comedy because she wanted her husband to shut his mouth. So she said she had to look like she had a job. But she's funny. I'm sure many people know who she is. I think she go by Miss TP90, but aka Miss Pat, and I'm sure she's known. Very funny, like I said, funny spirit. And again, salute to her and her husband. I love her as a comedian. Yeah, gotta have some sister action in there. Yep. Okay, and I had at number 9 is salute to all sisters or female comedians. We need that feminine energy because we got some raw sisters and females out there that comedians too. So I see them in reels and stuff all the time. So and that leads me into number 10, to Cara Williams. Very funny. And I was just listening to her recently, and she was speaking on the single life, how women be single so long they get used to being by themselves, so they have to like retrain and react when they date. And she was talking about a guy that she had dated, and the guy seemed like he was a gentleman. He didn't do nothing wrong, and he was such a gentleman that it made her see all the flaws in her. But it was funny though how she put it. It was funny. It was very funny. And I like how she explained, the single life, but she put it in joke form, And many people, I'm sure, have heard of Takara Williams, and she be in a lot of those reels and that comedy platform. It's got I always see the comedians with the thing in the background, the Laugh Factory. Correct me if I'm saying that wrong, but I think it's called Laugh Factory. You always see that in the background. I always see her on there, and I see her on different reels. So salute to her, Takara Williams, funny as all get out. Okay, 11 on the list is Marie Faustin, and she's an Instagram comedian, and she's from Brooklyn. And this is another funny, high-spirited sister. I love her her comedic style. Beautiful sister. And but I guess you can find her on Instagram, because that's where I didn't do no extensive research, but that's where I saw her on, and heard how funny she was. And everybody on there was funny. Everybody's on there laughing and cracking up. I love seeing that. It just does something to you, man. Laughing, smiling, laughter heals, brothers and sisters. All right, so salute to Marie Faustin, very funny. And so okay, number 12, I got a couple of brothers I wanted to speak on. I always give Ali Sadiq salute. I love Ali Sadiq, one of the realest comedians I've ever been fortunate to I would say connect with, because I have commented on some of his videos. He always respond, always reach out. And salute to the other brothers that he's supporting, that he has on his platform sometimes, because a lot of times he'll be supporting other brothers. And there's a couple that I know of, but one particular I like that I listened to recently was Marcus D. Wiley. Now, this is a Christian brother, but he funny. And because I always say I respect clean comedy too. I just like a real authentic brother or sister, male or female. That's what I look for, because sometimes I cuss and stuff, but I respect that one who can tell jokes, clean jokes, because I watch Clean Bar. I think it's Clean Bar Comedy. I watch a lot of that, so or something bar comedy. People know who I'm talking about, but it's called Bar Comedy, something like that. You look it up on YouTube, and it's clean comedy. So I respect that too. And Marcus D. Wiley, he's one of those witty brothers, and he funny. And he'll catch you off guard. And I love the way he tells jokes. I love his comedic style. So, and I'm gonna play a little clip from him. I played one from him before, but again, salute to Ali Sadiq. I watch him from time to time too, and he presented Marcus D. Wiley on his platform. And salute to other brothers, because he got other brothers that he's presented on his platform too, which they have their own platforms, and that's dope. When one can just band together and see your different styles and just show the world, fuck all that beef and shit. It's nowhere, All right, next brother on the list is JJ Williamson, and he's from Def Comedy Jam, and he's that Southern brother. He funny, and he spoke on his wife passing. May she rest in peace and empire, because he said he wasn't on the scene for a little while, because I think he lost his brother and he lost his wife like in the same month. So that's may the great divine be in his life and keep him going. But he talked about it. Of course, he threw some jokes in there and stuff, and he was just saying, he said his wife looking down on him and told her make her proud. So he used that inspiration to get back on and start doing comedy and doing what he loved. And he good at it. He real too. He keeps it raw. Again, he's one of those brothers from Def Comedy Jam. So look him up, JJ Williamson. And once you look him up, you'll see who he is. And dope brother, very funny, Southern. He's another one of them Southern brothers. He got that Southern accent. So again, salute to all authentic, real comedians, whether you celeb or not, or you content creator, mainstream, or you do the little reels, or you just funny, so salute. Because again, divine gave us humor for a reason, so laugh, crack jokes sometimes, be funny, it just remind us that we're human and kind of relieve stress. And I'm gonna get into that. I got some summaries I'm gonna get into. So yep, and I want to play this clip by Marcus D. Wiley. Let me see, I gotta get it here, and it's just a little reel, and I want to get to some summaries of breaking down how important laughter really is, how important humor is. All right, give me a second. All right, hold on. Again, this is Marcus D. Wiley, and I love his style, because again, I respect all kinds of comedy style. Because Great Divine looks at us. Great Divine doesn't hold no favorites. Real talk. So, all right, let me see. Here we go. Marcus D. Wiley. Again, salute to Ali Sadiq, because this is how I came across Marcus D. Wiley and the other comedians on that platform. Let's go.
I watch my dad, right? The pastor, come home late sometime. And my mama, hey, where you been? And my daddy, men of that generation, he come right in. I went to see a man about a dog. And as a kid, I'd be like, what dog? We don't even like pets. What is he talking about? Yeah. I didn't know that meant mind your business. Don't be questioning me. You ain't my mom. I didn't know that then. But when I got married, I tried the same thing. Walk right in. My wife, where you been? Man, I went to see a man about a dog. My wife, what dog? Where the dog at? Show me a picture of the dog. What kind of dog is it? I said, hey, man, my mama never said none of that. And then,
Yeah, see, he funny. I love him. And as you can see, many of us can relate. Man, he talking them back in them times. I say what? Back in my granddaddy and grandma and times, where I don't know. It was just different. But I love how he put it in comedic form. Things are different. Women are different these days than back then. I guess I want to say, because it sounds weird saying submissive, but I think maybe women were submissive back then, but not in a not submissive where they were like slaves to their husband. Not that kind of submissive. Just submissive where, they respected the husband. They didn't, again, they weren't slaves or nothing like that. It was just different, and some women, women back in them times really didn't say much, like these women are today. These women do today, Respect goes a long way, I'm telling you. Respect over love all day long, All right, but, again, laughter can heal, be funny. Even in the relationships and marriage, be funny sometimes. Things don't always have to be so damn dramatic. Again, I had to remind myself, we got to remind ourselves. Things don't always have to be traumatic and down and out. Laugh, let it out, Don't be so uptight. We got to let it loose sometimes. Let it go. Because I be at work, I be letting it go. I be, cracking jokes and dancing and, because I don't want to be, that's a part of balance. Like I said, again, how many times have we experienced, we might be either came out of a negative situation or heading into a negative situation, or we thought was negative and something funny happened. You're like, you know what, man? I don't even know why I'm stressing over that. But we have to be in that space. We can't be serious all the time. And for my young brothers, think we gangster and hard, even a gangster got to laugh. Come on now. As I said about Jim Jones. Jim Jones laugh. I never seen Jim Jones laugh so much in my life. And he need that. And in a way, Mike Epps kind of came along and saved Jim Jones, because ain't no telling what, we just never know, So Jim Jones having that podcast with Mike Epps is the best thing he could have did. He needed that, So, salute to Mike Epps. He's going around. Again, he had a lot of tragic things in his life. There's many comedians. I'm just using him as an example, but it's nice to come along later and we think about it, as long as it wasn't too tragic and we laugh about it, so that's what we got to do. Got to remember, leaders and teachers, with a student spirit, that laughter can heal. Great Divine gave us humor for a reason. So let's get into, again, forgive me for the coughing and the messing up and the pausing and all that, but that happens, it ain't about being perfect, that's one thing that's why I'm speaking on comedy and laughing. Comedy heavy hitters, part 4, Divine gave us humor for a reason. Yep. But that's why, I do this. I laugh. It helps loosen me up, and keep myself from getting stern, because I go back to when I first started podcasting and speaking. I was like that. I was trying to be all perfect and didn't want to mess up, and nope, now I don't care. So again, forgive me for the coughing and the fumbling and the pausing, and but when you're authentic from that soul, we just flow. So let's get into it, leaders and teachers, and my comedians out there, those who like to laugh sometimes, crack a joke, sometimes, just for nothing. I do it with the customers on my job. Every now and then I throw a joke in there. Now, again, I have my moments when I'm serious and focused and got to get things done. But again, as I said, like myself and Lord Lamont, we always bring it back around to ha 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 ha, just laughing, humor, comedy. So let's go, leaders and teachers, with a student spirit. Humor and laughter offers extensive physical, mental, emotional, and social benefits, serving as a powerful tool for overall well-being. They can improve mood, reduce stress and pain, boost the immune system. I told you, everything we do ties into our immune system, even laughing. All right. Reduces stress and pain, boost the immune system, and strengthen relationships. See, like I said, even our relationships don't have to be all so dramatic. Laugh, even in the heat of a so-called battle. Throw a joke in there. We'd be surprised. All right. Because it throws the other person off, because we, especially as I say, we've been under this damn conditioning. We're so used to reaction, do something different than the norms. Funny though, as long as it's nothing too tragic, something that's, because not everything is funny. I'm talking about if it's not too tragic, forgive me. Physical health benefits. Laughter triggers a cascade of healthy physical changes in the body. Like I said, laughing can keep us looking young because frowning puts wrinkles on our face. And it also brings our immune system down, our energy down, Stress, physical changes in the body. This is what laughing can do. Laughing can stress relief and muscle relaxation. A hearty laugh relieves physical tension, leaving muscles relaxed for up to 45 minutes afterward, and reduces levels of stress hormones like cortisol and, let me see, some of these words I can't read, forgive me. Epinephrine. It's epinephrine. Epinephrine. I can't pronounce that word, so please forgive me. Please forgive me. Epinephrine. I've never said that word. I'm gonna spell it again. Okay. EPINEPHRINE. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it because I want to tear it up. We got to be honest with ourselves. We can't say something or know something. Be honest. All right, here we go. But cortisol, I can pronounce that. All right. Immune system boost. Laughter increases the production of infection. Increases the production of infection fighting antibodies and immune cells, improving resistance to disease. Laughter increases the production of infection. Increases the production of infection fighting antibodies. Okay, I got it. Yeah, so what we have in our body fighting antibodies, laughing increases the power, makes it even more that much power to fight against our immune cells, improving resistance to disease. Yeah, because I always said once you're full blown stress, you just open for things to enter, and that's spiritually, physically, and mental. Because you can have emotional things enter, we can have things enter our body, etc., etc. All right, the function of blood vessels. Cardiovascular health. It improves the function of blood vessels. Wow, laughing does a lot. Increases blood flow and oxygen intake and can temporarily lower blood pressure. Wow, dope. Which helps protect against heart problems. Pain management. Laughter triggers the release of endorphins, the body's natural feel-good chemicals, which can temporarily relieve pain and even increase pain tolerance. Organ stimulation. Laughter enhances the intake of oxygen-rich air, stimulating the heart, lungs, and muscles. Mental and emotional benefits. Humor and laughter also significantly impact mental and emotional well-being. And that's what it's about, brothers and sisters, at the end of the day. Our well-being, our immune system, our internal. Because when our internal is right, as well as other things, but we're speaking on laughter, it will glow on the external. because the internal will always determine the external. Many of our philosophers, we know this. So laughter plays a part in our balance, also in our health, as you see. And forgive me for that word I couldn't pronounce because I've never said that word. Let me see. I'm going to have to go back and learn that word. Let me see. Epinephrine. Remember, EPINEPHRINE. Please forgive me for mispronouncing that. But I'm going to pronounce it the best way I can. It's bothering me. That's why I keep doing it. See, epinephrine. That's the best way I can say it. Epinephrine. So I'm going to have to look that up at some time and speak on it. But it has something to do with the body, and it connects to laughter. So that was just my reminder on this here podcast. Again, salute to all those names I named and all comedians out there that know how to be funny. People like me, we appreciate you. And Great Divine place these generals out here that make us laugh, especially one with the jewel droppers, one that be speaking that truth. Great Divine put that humor in them for a reason. Because we also, not only do Great Divine place warriors on our path, also place comedians, people to make us laugh. I didn't mean to rhyme that. It just rhymed. Y'all know I be doing rhymes. It just comes up. But, when you're authentic from that soul, you love what you do and you do what you love. It just comes out what? Effortlessly, flowing like Mama Nature. So, that's why I got this on the banner, as I said, just to set the tone of us. Because that would be, man, that take guts to get up on stage and make people laugh. And some people do it non-script, like Dave Chappelle and many others can just get up there and freestyle, and but again, salute to all comedians, those comedians I read, brother and sister, male and female. Keep making people laugh. Let nothing take that joy of laugh from us, brothers and sisters. So thank those for coming in to another edition of EBX Discussion and/or EBX and Lord Lamont Show. And I will be getting with Lord Lamont soon. It won't be this weekend. It'll probably be next weekend because, again, it's supposed to be snowing and get pretty cold. And I didn't want him out there, I know he will. He tough like that. But I didn't want him out there because it's going to be extremely cold tomorrow, probably later on today and tomorrow. And it's supposed to snow and the weather can be unpredictable. So I just didn't want him out in it. So that's all. But I was feeling inspired and I wanted to speak on some comedy. Comedy heavy hitters, part 4. And Divine gave us humor, for a reason. Real talk. So again, keep laughing, brothers and sisters, and the warriors out there. Stay the warriors and the generals. We have been and we are, and keep laughing, folks. And know that the Great Divine gave us humor for a reason, and just crack a joke every now and then to break the ice. And I'll use that example from Mike Epps when he's in the trunk of that car. That's a prime example of how laughter can get you out, kind of get you out of situations. He literally saved his own life just because he had a comedic bone, because he was funny. And even before, and there's many comedians like him. I'm just using Mike Epps as an example. A lot of comedians were funny before they even became a comedian. It's just in their blood, their DNA. And you can tell. You can tell an authentic comedian when you hear them speak. Like Black Ron. I'm telling you, those that's listening, y'all would love Black Ron. Man, he definitely is the Malcolm X of comedy, real talk. Because it's no holds barred. There's no fear when you listen to that brother speak, as well as many other out there, comedians out there too, and sisters. So, all right. So stay great, brothers and sisters, family, general, spell breakers, Don't forget, laughter can heal. So don't forget to laugh. And also, Great Divine gave all my family, brothers and sisters, spell breakers, warriors, gave all of us. And we all got humor in us. We've experienced goofy things and stuff. Not just comedians, but Great Divine gave us humor for a reason. So stay great, stay strong, and stay aware. Salute.